welcome to this week's vlog. Today we are actually taking Donnie cross-country schooling, just a really random spontaneous trip, and I wasn't going to vlog, but I thought, stuff it, I'll vlog and we'll just see how it goes. It could be quite entertaining. So we're heading off to Horseshoe Farm at Dereham, which we've been to quite a bit, like with Finley. Donnie's only been once before, so if you're new to the channel, Donnie has had stomach ulcers. He's missed all of the summer. He's had 3 months off, and we've slowly been bringing him back into work. Now, he was just doing walk and trot work, and last week he started cantering. He has been a bit like up and down, like really bouncy in the canter, not wanting to go forwards. But he was like that in the trot, and I think it's because he's been associating it with pain. So we've just started to encourage Donnie forwards, and I've been doing lots of cantering on the stubble fields and out on hacks. And he did bronc me off yesterday or the day before, out cantering on the tracks, just because he's excited. So our plan today is just to poodle around cross country, go out and do something fun with him, and him to enjoy himself, because he's literally been to the vets in the lorry every time for the last God knows how long. So we just want to take him out in the box and him have a really good experience and have some fun. We're meeting my friend Shanna and her horse Denny. Yeah, which we've never met up with another horse really when we've been with Donnie, I don't think. It's mainly Finley that's gone out and done the fun things, and Donnie has done more competitions. And this winter, my goal is for Donnie to go out and do the fun things, and Finley, to do the showing. Look at him, little beast. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes. And it is only 6 days until my wedding, so everyone's really worried about me falling off. But I just want to crack on with Donnie really, because I don't want to leave it, because then it becomes a thing. So yeah, that is today's plan. I'm going to get Donnie out, give him a brush, show you how absolutely gorgeous my handsome boy is looking. And yeah, let's go cross country. So how gorgeous does Donnie look right now? Can you see those dapples? Hopefully. He's shiny and just looks mega. I just want to get a bit more top line on him, but that will come. He's lost a bit of top line along his back, I think, but that will come with schooling. But yeah, today is just about pootling round and having fun, and Donnie being a good boy and having a really good experience of going somewhere fun rather than the vets. Hey Don, good boy. He has been cross country schooling here once before, which was his first ever time cross country, but we've got no expectations. We're not asking for him to do like a BE course. Literally, I think the jumps here are like 2 foot. Some of them are like just a pole on the floor. So he's just got to step around and have fun. And I've got to just let him go forwards rather than hang on to his mouth and think he's going to do something, because he's much better when he goes forwards. Good boy, Donnie. Good boy. I've arrived at Horseshoe Farm. I love this place, even though it's like a little hidden gem. It's not a BE place. It's just a few little logs in the woods. It's lovely. It's about 40 minutes away. And last time I came, we cantered in this massive field, and Caitlin came and got some beautiful photos of Donnie, which I might insert right now so you can have a look. As we've got here before Shanna, I'm going to fill Donnie's belly with grass, and I've also got some of his feed, because with a horse that's had ulcers, having ulcers, you want them to have a nice full belly before you exercise. It's already flies, look, how annoying. So yeah, I'm just going to let him stuff his face, have a bit of grass, probably give him a little bit of his food. And we gave him some food before he travelled as well. He's just on some mash at the moment. That's just like a fibre mash. He's on like a low sugar, low protein diet of just fibre basically, which is really boring. But here's some yummy grass, Don, and then I'm going to tack him up and yeah, wait for Shanna to get here with Denny. So we started off by just heading over to the first part of the course where the logs and jumps are just super tiny. We went for a little bit of a hack around this first part of the course, just in walk, had a little trot, and then started off by just trotting the loop round and coming across the smallest jump on the course, which is like just a log on the floor. It's tiny. Donnie jumped it huge, took me by surprise, and Denny was so excited. So first jump, pretty positive. We were going forwards, which is what I wanted, and he jumped it half decently. We then attempted, this is jump 3 on the course, which is this log. It's probably about 2 foot. Again, just trotted into it, super positive, and just like, come on, Don, off we go. And again, jumped it huge, had a little bronky bronk afterwards, nothing major.
Oh, another one.
And Denny also super excited. So this was a pretty good start because at least he was going forwards and jumping the jumps properly. Again, I just wanted to pop it again without him bronking afterwards, and he jumped it huge. So impressed. And Denny is just loving life also. Again, just some more tiny little logs, and I just wanted to encourage him forwards. The hard thing with Donny is because he's so big and this is such a windy place, when you land, trying not to get decapitated by the trees or just running into a tree, because they're everywhere. It's quite nice that it's in the woods because it makes the jumps more inviting, but it's so hard to steer. Such a big lummocky horse as Donny. So we're kind of in the middle of the course now. It's quite like a small course, but with lots of jumps, if that makes sense. As usually like the BE courses are jumps spread out over a large space. So this is just a little like sleeper thing, which you could just step over. But yeah, he's jumping them really nicely. It was just quite hard to ride him because he puts his head like down after the jump. So trying to get him to sit up, but without like cantering too much. Because when we sort of go over the jumps in canter, there's just not enough space on landing. And here, I steadied him down a bit and then he just didn't even bother really to jump it. He's just stepping over. Denny loved it. He was just flying around with loads and loads of confidence, which is great. That is what this session was all about. Just building loads of confidence and having fun. We definitely noticed though when we like turned the horses towards each other, they definitely went faster. But yeah, overall, so far, super positive. This one has got a little ditch in the middle, so it's a tiny little rail, then a ditch, then a little rail. And really, it's not got a big enough space between the rails and the ditches for Donny's strides, but he popped it nicely. It's good for him to see ditches. This is a little hedge combo. There's 3 little hedges in a row. And Donny jumps them beautifully. Look at the scope he's giving these tiny little fences. This is just like a little table on the floor. Yeah, and Donny jumped them beautifully. I had to go again on my own, and he jumped it huge and then bronked. Only a little one, but then like I can't take him into the next one because they're too tight between the hedges. And Shannon wanted to have a go at sort of cantering the line, so she just went off ahead and had a canter through. I have cantered these with Donny before, but like I said, it's more like one stride between the sort of fences for him because he's got such a big stride, and then it gives me less time to like gather him and get him together and prepared for the next fence. So then it gets messy, so better off here just poodling gently. And we thought we'd have a little crack at the water because at this point the boys were getting quite hot. And this water's not very inviting because you have to step down into it. And Donny was like, oh, my feet are wet. But Don absolutely loves water. As you can see, Denny was like, oh my God, there's a step. And then Donny splashes Denny and gets him absolutely soaked with the mucky water. He just loves to splash. And then they have to step out of the water. So it's not very inviting, but it's just good to go in there and say, okay, we're fine with just going in the water. There's no hesitation or anything. So we did that a couple of times, just walking around, going in the water. And then I finished the session by taking Donny out on this field and just having a little bit of a canter, just letting him go forwards, which canter is still something he's a little bit wobbly with. So we have just finished our cross-country schooling and Shannon's just jumping it as a course. Donny's done enough. He's not that fit. He's only been in work for a month. We've had a little canter, but even though he's been quite difficult to ride, he's jumped the fences so much better how he jumped them the first time he came here. I think having another horse here just kind of got him a bit more excited at times, and he jumped some of them huge. We did have a few little broncs, but we can loosen out the kinks. Just needs to keep going out, get some miles on the clock, because he was 5 in May, so he is a baby still, and he's done cross country once before. But I've really seen something in him today, like the way he's jumped the fences. He's jumped them with so much more scope than he did the first time. He didn't even bother jumping them properly the first time. He says hello. He's awesome in the water, and he is bold as brass. That's sort of what I love about this horse. I can point him at anything and he's like, yeah. He just is a little bit funny about other horses leaving him. So that's something we have to work on. But at the end, obviously Shannon's gone off into the trees. We've come over here just for him to realise he's not always going to be with another horse. He's a funny bugger, because if I bring him out on his own, he's completely chill. But if I bring him out with another horse, it's like he then latches on a little bit. So, but if I'm at a show, he isn't bothered. So, yeah. But overall, really happy with him. We had a very little canter. We've had a few canters between the jumps, and he's not looked at anything. He's jumped everything clear. So yeah, overall, fun day. Hopefully Donnie's enjoyed himself. And yeah, just onwards and upwards really. We just want to crack on and get some miles on the clock until he's sort of confident and sort of moving more freely and forwards into things. And that's just both of us gelling together, because I am a little bit nervy because he has bronked. He does bronk a little bit in canter. So yeah, overall, good day, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.
Say bye-bye.
Donnie says bye-bye.